So, as you may or may not know by now, when I did my introduction video, I talked a little bit about passions and things that I do and stuff like that, and how I'm going to share stories and like that. And one of the things that I had an idea about was, I have these 8x10s, I have these autographs, and each one of them, carries a story with it, because, I got these at like movie conventions and stuff like that. So I meet these people and you have a couple minutes with them. So you're not just paying for an autograph, you're kind of paying for an experience. So every one of these that's on the wall over here, on the wall on the other side here, they're experiences along with the signature. And some of them are more lengthy than others, more interesting, but they're all fun. So I just figured I'd share them because I know, like me, there's a lot of movie nerds out there who go out and you go to these Comic-Con, even bigger. Like, I know there's people who go to Comic-Con is like a whole other level. I don't know if I can handle Comic-Con. First of all, it's a lot of superhero stuff, which I like superhero stuff, but my level, like my knowledge of superhero is like it's not on par at all. So I'm more like movie geek, like 80s movies, horror movies, stuff like that is more my speed. So I go to these things, which are right here in New Jersey. So it's a lot of fun. So today I'm gonna actually take this right off the wall to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to tell you a little thing that I'm going to call celebrity encounters. Today is about my encounter with Alan Ruck. Alan Ruck, who played Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I met him, probably almost 10 years ago at this point. And it was a fun time, man. We went in there that one day, and look, I was in my early 20s. It was early to mid 20s. It was a time in my life when I was perhaps doing a bit more drinking. And so I was a little, and my friends, the thing about it, my friends always used to get me going, because there's an impersonation he does in the movie where they're trying to get Sloane out of school. That's Ferris's girlfriend. So they called the principal, Mr. Rooney, and he gets on the phone and he's like, "You have my daughter in front of the school in 10 minutes by herself." And they're kind of going back and forth, and the guy gets all whatever, and he's like, "Pardon my French, but you're an asshole." And it's like all this stuff that, like, that's, if you've seen the movie, that's kind of, it's like, wow, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. So it's one of those things that when you do it, people are like, "Oh my God, dude," So they wanted to take that "oh my God, dude," and translate that to when I meet Alan. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't walk up to this guy and stand in front of his table and start dancing around like I'm on a phone, because that's not, no. So while I was at Chiller Fest, which is what we were at, it's a big convention. You're walking around all day and stuff like that. So I'm there with my friends. So I had a minute, and I was like, I gotta ditch my friends. I gotta go meet him by myself. So I did. I got away from my friends for a little while, and I go over to the table. I meet Alan Ruck, and I'm right in front of him, and we very pleasant exchange. "How you doing?" I was, "Oh, I really like the movie, whatever." So I picked this out because they have 8x10s there for you to choose. He signs it for me, whatever. And, I tell him, I was like, I had to duck away from because I had a little buzz going, so I didn't have to say any of this, but the alcohol made sure it came out. I had a little buzz going, so I was just like, "Yeah, I had to get away from my friends to make sure I came to see him." And he's like, "Oh, what'd you have to get away from your friends for?" I was like, so it's like, whoops, but subconsciously, did I do this on purpose? Did I want him to know that I did an impersonation? Did I maybe want him to ask me to do the impersonation? I don't know, because sitting here right now, hell no, I wouldn't want that to happen. I wouldn't want to be called out. But who the hell knows what I was thinking then? Bottom line, I've been boozing a little bit. Tell him, "Yeah, to get away from my friends." "Oh, why'd you have to get away from your friends?" "Oh, well," like I'm making it seem like he's like, he painted me into a corner. "Well, I guess I'll tell you." But I tell them, I'm like, there's the scene when you're on the phone, and I kind of do that, and they kind of egg me on to do it and everything like that, and they were trying to get me to do it in front of you. I will not do that. I'm sure you get stuff like that all the time. He kind of nods like this, and he had a goatee at the time he strokes. He's like, "I appreciate that." I was like, "Hey, man, I that's cool. I understand." So we're very pleasant. We're about to finish up our conversation. I'm about to walk away. I said, "Nice to meet you." But instead of making it away without being like too much of a dumbass, I look down at the table again once more before I leave it all, the 8x10s, and there's one that's like this, and it's like him, Ferris, and Sloane, and the scene where they all put the glasses on because they almost get caught by Ferris's dad, and they're like this, and they're all snapping. And in that scene, like they snap, both so cool, Sloane and Ferris, but then Cameron does this weird, like, awkward snap before they walk away. And I look at that one, I go, great scene, and I imitate his snap, and that is how I made my freaking exit. after meeting Alan Ruck. It's like, I made it all the way through. I did all right. I mentioned about how I made the impersonation, but never did it. Everything worked out. It was cool. I was about to leave, and then I just freaking impersonated him. Great job, Mike. Well done. Good stuff. As I'm about to walk away from the table, like I'm taking my first step, my friend who was looking for me at this point now arrives at the door, and as loud, a big Italian guy, real loud, goes, "You, sneaky, you got away." And I was like, well, I'm done. And I like walked right by him and out of the room. And it was just like one of those things. So you would think it ends there. I promise it's almost done. But if you think it ends there, you're wrong. Because we're walking around this place. And the more I get a little, the more they're like saying to me, like, "I'll do it again." And I like attention. So, "You have my daughter in front of the school 10 minutes by herself. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole." Everywhere I'm going, like all around the fest. Then there was one point where Mr. Alan Ruck was walking up the stairs that we were, not the stairs, I think it was like 2 escalators, and like he was going down and we were coming up, and like right as we were like right about here, they go, do it. And I go, "Pardon my French, but you're an asshole." And my 2 friends are crying. They're laughing so hard. And I'm like, what the hell is so funny? They're like, "We just, Alan Ruck heard you." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "He was on the escalator going down while we were going up." And I was like mortified, man. I was walking around like sad. Like I was like, oh my God, like I worked so hard to make sure I didn't make an ass of myself when I met him. And then just was like, okay, well, I'm going to get you with it when I'm walking by you in the hallway. "Pardon my French, but you're an asshole." And that's the story of when I met Alan Ruck. Thanks for watching today, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all forms of social media, Twitter and Instagram. I am at Michael Leader. Facebook is Michael Leader Actor. And make sure on all forms of social media, no matter what you're doing, if you're talking about me, posting a picture, sharing one of my videos, make sure you hashtag follow the leader.